Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you brothers preaching his word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. The title of this one, Lord willing, A Feast for the Fowls. And this was inspired off of an overview of Revelation 19 we're going into yesterday as a camp, basically going through and breaking down Revelation. And I wanted to just highlight some of the verses here that we've read. It's towards the latter end of that Revelation 19. But I kind of just wanted to highlight that today. So I asked chat, did the Lord promise the birds a feast? All right. And we're just going to jump straight into it. So Lord willing us to be edifying, also exhorting unto the flock. It says, yes, in the Bible, the Lord does speak of giving the birds a great feast as part of a judgment scene. The main passage is in that actually refer to Ezekiel first. And Lord's will, we'll actually grab it. Ezekiel 39, 17 through 20, Salakia. God caused the birds and beasts to gather for a sacrifice, a massive slaughter of Israel's enemies, Gog and Magog. He tells them to eat flesh and drink blood of mighty men, princes, and warriors who are defeated in battle. It says it's symbolic language describing divine judgment. The imagery is echoed again in Revelation 19, 17 through 18. That's mighty. It says an angel stands in the sun and cries to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, inviting them to the supper of the great power, to eat the flesh of kings, captains, mighty men, etc. This happens after the return of Hamashiach and the defeat of the beast and his armies, right? After the destruction to the beast, which is the NATO, EU, Roman, you could say the revival of the Roman Empire and its infrastructure, right? Esau, Edom's beast system and his armies. It says what it means. This isn't about blessing birds literally. It's prophetic imagery. A total military defeat, public humiliation of the wicked, God's final victory. But technically they are going to be blessed. They're going to be feeding upon the flesh of these damn, the wicked, upon the heathen, upon those that were trying to defeat Yahweh Shai and the angels. It says, in ancient warfare, leaving bodies unburied to be eaten by birds was a sign of complete judgment and disgrace. Damn. It says, if you want, I can break it down from prophetic perspective or connect it with other precepts. Yeah, that's basically the point. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's actually go to the book of Revelation first. Okay, Revelation 19. And actually, it's the spirit. Let me actually open up with this because it's the spirit. Given the things that are happening right now within the earth, right, with Israel, U.S., Iran, okay, and all these different nations that are going to be, they soon come. They're what? They're going to be all eyes on America, on America and Israel, And really, it's already started. It's already begun. World War III has begun. We're in the beginning stages of it. You see, and then when this thing fully kicks off, when it fully hits the stage, what we're going to be going into, the birds having that feast, that's going to be the aftermath, right? That's going to be one of the things to come. But I'm going to grab this real quick, Mark 13 and, was that 23? Because it's a spirit. As I was driving home, I was actually talking to the Akim. And on my way home, I saw this on the back of a license plate. I had looked it up. And mind you, before that, I was at work just scrolling Twitter, X, and seeing all the news about, you know, the war, the proxy wars, how Apostle Hart was going into earlier. You know, the talks with Trump in Canada. You know, this thing, hey, we're at the end of this thing, bro. You know, when we understand in order for war to fully hit its peak, the MOTB has to come to pass. But just given the things that we know, given the things that we see in the news, it's beautiful times that we're in. And he's revealed it unto us. Mark 13:23, but take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. You know? So in NLT it reads, watch out, I have warned you about this ahead of time. You see? So he's warning us of the things really that are taking place now, and it's beautiful because we're literally experiencing firsthand or witnessing firsthand prophecy coming to pass, the wars, the rumors of wars, right? Sedition among men. Hell, I just saw, I think it was on Instagram, how they were, it was either a protest or some type of march they was doing outside of Chicago, protesting Trump, the war, so on and so forth. Hey, so this nation is divided, you know. And what do the scriptures say? Let's grab it. All these are telltale signs America is going down. And it must needs be. In order for the kingdom of heaven to come to pass, in order for the kingdom to be established upon this earth, it's prophecy that America is going to be destroyed. Israel is going to be destroyed. Israel is going to get built back up again. That's the Holy Land. That's where we belong. Hey, but America is going to be the main target where no flesh is ever going to dwell ever again. And that smoke from the missiles, from the Lord's wrath, is going to be going up as a monument for a very, very, very long time. What I wanted to grab, a house divided. Because some see the corruption and some don't. Some just don't give a fuck. Some are still for this damn devil, you know. But this is Matthew 12:25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? You see, so all right, let's go to Revelation 19 now. It says Revelation 19, I'll start at 17. It says, I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. You see, all the flesh is going to be left over from the war, right? All this grab is going to continue on. And all the atrocities is going to come to this place. It says, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the one who sat on that horse is Yahushua. They're going to look to, in the midst of the war, them fighting each other, they're going to look to the east. Well, look ahead, you know, and what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, draw in or target Yahushua. You see, you're going to think to make war with him, and they think they have a chance. But they're going to be obliterated, for lack of better words. You know, it says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. You see, the beast, NATO and EU, right? Rome 2.0, false prophet, that being the Catholic Church, right? Those that are in that with the universal religion, it says that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. Right, because through the miracles, some people are going to be deceived and taken that, thinking that they're going to be in good case, right? Thinking it's going to forward or progress their life. They were deceived and said, what? That had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image, the NWO. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Again, that's the fire coming from the missiles, the missiles that are going to hit this place from the different nations, launching them over, as well as the Lord's wrath, the Lord's fury, the concentrated fire coming from them chariots. It says, and a remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. And you see, that's it said, let's say he cometh. Damn it, what was it? What was that? Precept, Salakia. It just escaped me. But basically, man, Yahweh Shai returned upon that horse, and they're going to be slain by him. All right, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. They're going to be devouring, picking at the remains. You see? Let's go to Ezekiel. Is that 39? (17). It says, and thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, speak unto every feathered fowl and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood. All right, what it say? Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. And that's the thing for all the what it say, for the controversy of Zion. Basically, for touching the apple of his eye, judgment is going to be rendered onto Esau, Edom, and these other heathen nations, man. What it say in Genesis 9:6? Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. You see? So his blood's going to be shed now. So Ezekiel 39 and 19, and ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken of my sacrifice, which I have sacrificed for you. Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men and with all men of war, saith the Lord Yahweh. So these different armies, man, of these different nations. It says, and I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed in my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their power from that day and forward. Because everybody's going to know where this judgment came from, right? Who was behind it all? Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because simultaneously we're going to be delivered. Right? That day, when everything kicks off and judgment sets in, there's also going to be a deliverance for the elect. It says, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. Yep. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob. Meaning he's going to end it. Not bring it back again, because we're already in it, you see. But it says, and have mercy. So he's going to bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name. And that was basically the point. So he's going to have mercy upon Jacob. You see, and we're going to be on top. We're going to be next ruling. Not these different nations, because these different nations, they understand that America's not this big bad bully anymore. They were once the hammer of the earth, And now these nations are fed up. Again, that's where they're going to turn on the whore. Let's go to Jeremiah 16. I believe that was 4. It says, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. That's why one of the jobs of the heathen, when they first go into captivity, they're going to be going around the earth, basically cleaning up the bodies, man. And it says, they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. Let's go to Jeremiah 15:2. It says, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death, such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to the famine. Because famine is going to settle in as well. All right, the sword, all right, the gun, the modern day sword being a gun, death, all these things are going to come for the wicked. It says to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity, the concentration camps. All right, that's going to be in effect as well. These are the times that we're coming into, man. Whoa. All right, destruction. And this is the point. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. Because even before that great gathering of the fowls of the heaven, they're also going to be let loose. In Jacob's trouble, man, when judgment proceeds, right? All of a sudden, you may have a pack of crows come in and eat people alive. All right, dogs to tear. Dogs going to go back into their wild-like state. You already hear stories like of these different dogs. They get hungry enough, they'll turn on the owner quick, boy. It says in the beasts of the earth, hey, newly created beasts. What was that? In the book of Sirach? Created spirits for vengeance. Lucy paraphrasing it. So this is what is coming down the pipeline. And I'll end off with this. Isaiah 18. And start at 6. It says, they shall be left together unto the fowls of the mountains and to the beasts of the earth, and the fowl shall summer upon them, and all the beasts of the earth shall winter upon them. In that time shall the present be brought unto the Lord of hosts, of a people scattered and peeled, and from a people terrible from their beginning hitherto, a nation meted out and trodden under foot, whose land the rivers have spoiled, to the place of the name of the Lord of hosts, the mountain of Zion. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors again to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, Wa, Kwam Yasharala, Wa, Abba, Babal. Soon.